Okay, I think we're taping now, okay, Lon?
Well, I've certainly enjoyed this Rotary Club membership.
Well, the Rotary Club membership has enjoyed you.
I just wish I'd joined Rotary a whole lot earlier, because I was invited to be a Kiwanian and a few other clubs which I went to.
Yes.
And they were just nice 10-4 clubs. You know, just people that came and had lunch and didn't do anything. And then I came here and was invited to go to a Rotary Club meeting.
Yes.
And the speaker was the French ambassador to Canada.
Okay.
And he was introduced by Don Milne,
okay.
who I didn't know. And I was so impressed by the introduction that Don Milne gave.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, you know, this is typical. And the table I was at, people were talking about things in the world and interested. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, this is a very different organization.
Mm-hmm. Engaged and outward looking and professional and involved.
Yes.
Compared to the other knife and fork clubs.
Oh, yes. Oh, big difference. Big difference.
So that's why you joined Rotary then? Because of its engagement and...
Yeah, and I was doing a lot of traveling in my business. Mm-hmm. And I got that book that described the clubs in every city in the world. Mm-hmm. And if I was going to Hamburg, Germany, I'd look up Hamburg. There'd be 5 Rotary clubs, and there'd be one there while I was there doing business, so mm-hmm. I'd make sure I went there.
Mm-hmm. So it was a way of connecting yourself very personally around.
And how I got perfect attendance for some 49 years. I never had a problem. In fact, sometimes I make up 2 meetings in the same week.
Yeah, so we could carry them over just in case.
Well, no, you couldn't do that.
So you had like 120% attendance then?
Well, you have to have a proper attendance every week. And of course, there were clubs within the city. Well, initially, when I joined, there weren't that many clubs in Edmonton. We gradually got more and more. Yeah.
So 49 years with perfect attendance, on top of everything else that you...
40, yeah, something like that.
What would you tell people who we're trying to convince to join Rotary? What would you say to them?
Well, I would say that here's an international organization which does work to help others, service above self, and if anyone is not prepared to give of their time to assist in what Rotary's objectives are, mm-hmm. then they better forget it. Mm-hmm. But you meet people who are usually intelligent, mm-hmm. well-educated, mm-hmm. and people who have a desire to help others. Mm-hmm. And it's an excellent organization. Mm-hmm. Their annual get-together, international, I've been to 4 international conventions. Mm-hmm. I've never attended anything equal to what they are.
Well, aren't they hundreds of thousands of people? Like
pretty large. Yes. And of course I've been to numerous conventions within districts. Mm-hmm. There's always a district convention mm-hmm. every year. And they're good too. Mm-hmm. Oh no, I would highly recommend Rotary membership to people if they're prepared to work mm-hmm. and do something.
Well, there's some concern that some Rotary members aren't able to give up their time in a way that...
And you know, it's amazing what can happen. Physicist Einstein, Albert Einstein.
You had a visit with Albert Einstein?
Oh, yes, yeah. Ah. Yes, I was in, my wife and I were in Princeton, New Jersey, visiting with the Princeton University. Mm-hmm. And I knew Einstein was in there somewhere. So one Saturday afternoon, I said to Jude, you know, well, I attended a Rotary meeting there. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know, Albert Einstein works here somewhere. Oh, it's Saturday, he won't be at work. Well, I said, Fall Hall is where he does work. I read a lot about him. So we found where Fall Hall was. Mm-hmm. And it was, of course, Saturday afternoon, the sun was shining. It was of course, the sun was in the south. Mm-hmm. I walked into this, and June said, look, I'm not going to go in that building. Mm-hmm. You're stupid. I'm going to sit outside. So I went into the building. It was a long corridor mm-hmm. which faced south. Mm-hmm. So and a bright big window at the mm-hmm. end where the sun was shining. Mm-hmm. I heard the door click at the far end of the hall. A figure came out and started walking towards me. Because of the sun, I was blinded. And as this figure walked toward me, I was walking toward the figure. a voice said, "Who are you?" Well, I said, "My name's Ron Grantham. Where are you from?" "I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia." "Who are you?" You know what I said to him. And I heard a little pause. Said, "My name's Albert Einstein." "Oh," I said, "is it? I came in here to see you." He said, "You came in here to see me?" Well, I said, I hoped I might have that privilege. Well, he said, "I'm just going home for tea. My wife passed away last year, and I'd like you to have company with me. I have a housekeeper making tea, and my home is just close by. Is there anybody with you?" I said, "Well, my wife is outside." "She didn't come in?" "Well, no, she thought I was stupid coming in here to ever see you." Well, he said, "Introduce me to her." So I went out the door. I said, "Gee, I'd like you to meet somebody. This is Dr. Einstein."
Yes.
She just about fainted. So we went home with him, and let's see the things that Rotary enabled me to do. We had a very nice visit with him, and that Saturday afternoon he said, "Would you like to come back tomorrow, Sunday? I'd like to show you my lab." So I spent about 4 hours with him.
On Sunday.
And learned a lot about him.
Wow.
He did his best work in a lab in Germany, where he didn't have equipment like he had here. He had a room that was unheated. He had a room with cracked glass that in the winter all the cold air came in, and every now and again the lights would go off and he'd have to do his research work by a candlelight. He said, "You know, it's that kind of an atmosphere that a man does his best work when he's under a strain of other outside situations." I learned a lot from him. Anyway, that was that's another story. So yeah, I was in Bali and Berlin and Paris, San Francisco, Hamburg, Los Angeles, and of course Toronto and Vancouver and all those
Because
places.
you would move with work.
And it was just my mother and father were both born in Liverpool, and I attended the Rotary big meeting there, and I thought it was quite a thrill to be at this club here, where who knows if my mother and father remained here, I may be here on a Rollins team, and that was quite a thrill for me. I was the guest speaker for that day. A very proper organization, which of course I like something proper and put together in a good way, which Rotary is. I like the way Rotary is a well put together organization. So, any questions or anything?
Well, you have answered all my questions.
Right.
And mostly I just wanted to let you talk because you had such pictures of your experience.
Oh, well, very nicely.